to show you another technique that you can do with molding paste. You can take some molding paste and add some paint to it while it's wet. I'm using Luminaire. It's, let's see, what is it? Halo Violet, but you can use anything. I mean, you can use any kind of paint you want to use. You can even get this paint that you can get at Michael's that's fairly inexpensive. It's in the kids section, and it's really a neat. Actually, it's like you can get gold and silver and blue and pink and purple, and so you don't have to get really expensive paint, especially when you're experimenting. It's probably better that you don't get really expensive paint to start with. And just use what you have. What I'm doing is I'm mixing the molding paste together with the Luminaire. I'll make it into kind of a creamy, buttery consistency. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a page from an old book, and I'm going to tear the page, and I'm going to, instead of having a white background, I'm going to actually use the stencil on the book, on the page of the book. So I'm just going to take a page out of a book, and I'm going to use the same stencil, but this time I'm going to do a different background. So here's my stencil, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with when I used the stencil on the white background. I'm just going to take the molding paste and again spread it over the stencil so that you have a raised area again. Now I want to say that you can also, rather than using molding paste, you can also use joint compound. I've used joint compound a lot in my work. I also use caulking, so you don't necessarily have to use molding paste. Molding paste can get really expensive, but you can also try the same techniques that you do with the molding paste. You can also do with the joint compound. So you take your stencil off, and you can see that because it was created out of the iridescent or the luminary paint, I actually have a really cool metallic raised surface on a page, on a book page. Okay, so that's another way that you can use molding paste. I'm sure that as you use your molding paste, you're going to come up with your own ideas. The idea too is just to experiment and explore the medium. Okay, so I'll be back again and show you another technique.